Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a special video for you today. I have Finn here from the YouTube channel Tim and Finn. And basically what they do, they're travel vloggers, but at the same time they have an online business and they have embraced the digital nomad lifestyle as well. So we met at the co-working space here in Sayulita, and we're going to talk to you today all about how you can embrace the digital nomad lifestyle as well, and a few different options of how you can do it, which basically means that we work remotely and we travel at the same time. So tell us more about your YouTube channel and your business.
Yeah, gladly. Recently on our channel, we just are going through a series of how to make money and travel. And so we have 5 videos that we're going to highlight today, and it's the 5 different ways to make money online and travel. How we make money and have a lifestyle of travel is we own and operate an Amazon business where we sell physical products, travel gear, trip travel gear if you want to check it out. But we also have had different jobs in the past that have allowed us to travel. I was a consultant. I used to be in human resources, and we'll dive into those today of how to get you on the road so that you can have a life of travel.
Awesome. Okay, so let's dive into the first one. What's the easiest way that someone could get started as a digital nomad?
Right, so if you are a 9-to-5 employee and you're watching YouTube videos and you're just like, I don't understand how all these Instagrammers and everybody are on the road, a good place to start is really just to ask your current employer if you can work remote. That is just like a good starting place. I said earlier I used to have a career in HR, and we also have a video on our channel of different ways to kind of get on the road and talk to your current employer. Maybe that means asking for a sabbatical. Maybe a good starting point is just to get 3 months on the road and they'll hold your job for you. You can come back to it. Or if you're able to ask for a remote position, if you're just walking into the office, logging into the computer, spending all day on the computer and going home, maybe that's a great job that you can ask just to work from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many people, guys, that are actually just working remotely for a company. So I think, we always assume that everyone who's doing this has to have their own business, but that's not the case. And I feel like more and more companies are getting more comfortable with the idea of us working from different locations, because as long as the quality of your work doesn't change, then it doesn't really matter.
And at the end of the day, if this is really what you want, does it hurt to ask? So at least that's a starting point. Mm-hmm. You can ask. Maybe the answer is no, but I'm sure that you'll feel a lot better even just for asking.
Definitely. Okay, cool. So what would be kind of the next step, another way of becoming a digital nomad?
The next step in the process, if your goal is truly to have your own business and you don't want to be an employee anymore, you could take your skills from being an employee and freelance them out. So you no longer have a salary or the benefits of that company, but you can use those same skills and work for corporate clients, even maybe doing the same exact job. One thing to consider is you could even be a contractor for your current employer. So you're no longer on payroll, you no longer are receiving those same benefits, but you could still be working on the same project. Why that's to your benefit is because that gives you more location flexibility, but you also then have maybe more leeway in asking for that because it's less risk to the employer. They have high risk when they employ you and pay for your benefits, but if you just are working on a project contractually, it's easier for them to let you go, which is to their benefit. So if that feels like a stretch to bring that up, it really shouldn't be or shouldn't feel that way, because from the corporate perspective, that is more of a benefit to them to get the same work done for essentially less money. And it's not necessarily less money than your salary, it's just the fact that they're not paying for your benefits anymore. So you could even be asking for more, for a higher dollar amount and have that location independence as well.
And guys, Finn used to be an HR consultant, so she knows all about this.
It's my expertise.
Yeah, coming through.
And that's a good point to make too, is just that's where Tim and I started and how we got on the road. Is I was an employee in human resources. That doesn't necessarily sound like a field that will get you right on the road. When you hear about graphic designers or people who know code, you're like, oh, well, their skill set merits them to get on the road. Well, I took human resources and I just turned the nature of my business from an employee to a contractor. And so then I just had a client and worked as we traveled in an RV from Florida to Alaska, making my calls along the way, but I wasn't an employee anymore, which gave me the ability to be on the road.
Yeah, guys, you have to check out their YouTube channel. There's you guys have traveled so much. You've been in so many adventures, 10 months in an RV. So yeah, definitely check it out.
I mean, we have a 10-pound little fluffy dog, which is mostly why people hang out on the channel.
I mean, that's why I'm hanging out with her,
right.
Really, for Pepper.
Exactly. Not surprised, it was cool. Yeah.
Okay, so totally. So you can actually just, become a contractor first, and then obviously if that doesn't work, then the next step would to be, start your own business and become an actual freelancer, right?
Exactly. And this isn't to minimize that task. Obviously this takes time, but, that's just what my husband and I did. We were going to 9-to-5s and moonlighting another business. So, we've all been there, but what I can say is, the next three that we're gonna talk about are all about owning your own business. 5 years later, looking back, it doesn't feel like so much time. 5 years at the beginning sounds like, 5 years from now, that sounds like forever. But looking back, I mean, now that this is our lifestyle, it's just like, that's a no-brainer. Of course we had to do that to get to this point. So the third category that we're talking about is starting your own business. And just to start with our business, we have an Amazon FBA business. And what that means really is, everybody knows what Amazon is. Everyone shops on Amazon, but we are fulfilled by Amazon. So we're a private label company. We have our own brand, and we manufacture products through a manufacturer. We're not sitting there sewing or anything. And
that would be kind of hard for the road.
That is hard for the road. But why this is great for the road is because we don't actually touch our products. So we have them manufactured. They are sent to Amazon. And then Amazon is a great beast because they're essentially your distributor. So they manage inventory and they ship everything out. They handle returns. So when Tim and I are always describing what we do, people are like, "Oh, I'd love to see your product." We're like, "Well, we don't have that with us, or I can't give you. I'd love to give you a free sample. We have backpacks and packing cubes, and we don't physically have them." But why this is a great business option for travel is because it does not limit you to specific time zones. We can just manage our business at anywhere and any time. Part of the downside of that is that we are constantly managing our business all of the time, but that's more just like a personal preference. You have to set your own limits sometimes.
Well, and what's so good about this is, I think always, up until this point, I've been saying do digital products, it's so much easier, but really there is a way to do physical products and make it a lot easier and doable from the road as well.
What I will say as we keep this video high level is from a marketing perspective, Amazon has been such a valuable tool for us because Amazon is its own search engine. So that's not to say that because we have a YouTube channel, all of our subscribers are buying our gear. I mean, there's a percentage there, but as far as our business goes, that might be 2% of the people buying our products. The real people who are buying our products are going on Amazon. They're searching for a compressible backpack, or they're searching for compressible packing cubes, and we don't have to describe what that is to the person. We just have to be the top result in the search engine and the product they select out of the 5 choices that there are there in that category.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So and I'm sure you have more videos on that on your channel, right?
Yep. You can dive into our Amazon video on our channel that talks, super in detail about what Amazon FBA really is.
Okay, awesome.
Category number 4, being a travel blogger. I have a very emotional reaction to this because I'm sure, as we come across online, we have a travel blog. We have a travel vlog on YouTube. We have an Instagram account. And I just want to say, from a business perspective, those social channels are not how we support a life of travel. There are loads of travel blogs out there that advertise that you can have a travel blog and support a life of travel. And while that is correct, you can, I personally just don't see that as a very viable business option because there's so many better ways to invest your time than to produce so much content and find a following. It's really going to segue us into the fifth category because the entire point of having all of those social platforms that as you grow them is to sell something. So, we're talking about business here on Louise's channel. I mean, we don't try to push our Amazon products in every video, but behind the scenes, our subscribers know that we sell gear and then go shopping through there. Louise's business, of course, brings us into category number 5, which is selling a digital product. So just to finish category 4, I just don't want anybody to think that like YouTube supports us doing the lifestyle that we have. It's a marketing platform for us to sell something. In our case, physical products. In Louise's case, something digital.
Yeah, I mean, it's so misleading. I think, if someone were to just come across our social media, they'd think, oh, maybe we're just YouTubers. But really, it's very important that you have a business behind the channel. I think it would be so difficult, really, to just be, a travel vlogger and having to rely on sponsorships. And, of course it's doable, but definitely I think the majority of people who you see succeeding have a business, they have a product running behind the scenes, and this is the actual marketing channel. This is the way that you're getting the word out about what you do. Yeah.
What that business looks like, if we're talking about the travel blogger space, is hours and hours of cold calling to make that sale to get a sponsor. So that's like the behind the scenes of what's going on. It's not necessarily not viable, but cold calling is my biggest fear in the entire world, and that just is not how I would want to spend my time. So while on the forward-facing side, it looks like you have this like certain lifestyle, on the back side, it's just cold calling to try to make that sale.
Yeah, that sounds stressful. Like basically what we're saying is there are other ways, and it's not just that. I think it's super confusing. You don't know what's happening, behind the scenes, but really I think the smartest thing to do is create your own product of some form as well.
So I feel like I should interview you now for this portion of category 5. Why don't you tell us, Louise, about your digital product and how you have a life as a digital nomad?
All right. Well, I will just dive in. Just flip to that interview on.
Right.
So basically what I decided to do was create an online course that teaches aspiring coaches and service-based entrepreneurs how to create a website that actually gets them clients. So basically before this, I was working one-on-one and I was creating websites for people, and then I decided to package it up, everything that I'd learned over the years of the tech, the marketing, everything, and put it into one course. And so that's all I do. I have one course, and it's great. I can work with people from all over the world. Basically, they just they pay a one-time fee, and then they join the course, they get access to all of these video tutorials, and because it's technical, I also added in support. So it's kind of fun, it's not just for me, it's not just a digital product and I never interact with people. I'm actually, I'm working with people and I'm just supporting them in a different way. And I really like empowering people to create their own website rather than just building it for them and then they don't know how to grow their online presence, basically.
And all of the maintenance, of course, that comes up with that. I mean, I met Louise in a cafe the other day, and she was making sure the course is updated for you guys. So, but then just like we would do on our backpack or something, making sure the zippers are reinforced, using customer feedback and, tweaking things along the way, exactly what you're doing with your digital product.
Yeah, totally. So, while it's great, you can create a product once, and I do, there are so many aspects of creating a digital product that are so exciting to me. It's the fact that you can work with people from all over the world. Technically, you can sell an unlimited amount, that is so exciting. Just having unlimited potential in anything is great, but of course it's a lot of work, especially if you choose to have a tech course, which, is a whole other topic, but tech obviously moves so quickly. So yes, a lot of the times I'm working on course updates like I was the other day.
Right. But you touched on something so important that the sky is the limit, really, then, with a digital product, with physical products, because your customer base is, whoever is interested, versus if you're talking about maybe freelancing your time, that's a great place to start. But if you have expertise in that area, then you could start there and then maybe evolve into creating something like a course like Louise did, first working with clients, then selling that one-time package. You're able to sell more than the 24 hours in the day that you have.
Exactly, which very quickly, as you start to learn marketing, you can very quickly book out with clients, and then all of a sudden you do have the cap. And I think like people like us, entrepreneurs, digital nomads, we don't really like any restraints of any form, do we? We're like, no, we don't want, we don't like abiding by general rules. So it is really cool to be able to, work with whoever we want, with however many people and from wherever in the world. That's kind of like, the underlying concepts of this lifestyle.
Right, and since we're talking about it in a travel context too, that doesn't limit you to a specific time zone or anything like a client would. You have to go in and you have to update the course, and things are always changing, but you can do that on your own time.
Totally, and like I feel like mine's a different case because it is technical, and I've chosen to add support in there. But there are digital products that are like completely passive, like we haven't even touched on those ones. Like if you wanted to sell templates or you wanted to sell presets, like things like that, or ebooks, there are other ways where you can automate all of that behind the scenes. So,
and if you want to learn more ways, more ideas for digital products, you can head over to our channel where we are going to dive deeper into that subject and really just talking about Louise's business. So if you want to see the behind the scenes of a solopreneur, then you can go check out the video on our channel.
Awesome. Yeah. So I will link to that above, and I feel like that's everything we wanted to cover, right?
I think we nailed it.
Well, obviously. Okay, awesome. So that is where we are going to end this video. A ton of tips on how you can get started and you can embrace the digital nomad lifestyle. You can come and meet us on the road. We're currently in Sayulita. We're going to meet up in a few months in Mexico City. It's super fun, and it is very cool that now with just a laptop and Wi-Fi connection, you can work from wherever in the world. And obviously Wi-Fi is the main struggle there.
It's not without its challenges. Always on the hunt for Wi-Fi. If you want to dive deeper into any of the topics that we talked about today, that was a high level of our entire series on our channel, so you can check those out too.
Yeah, definitely. I will link to all of those below. Thank you so much for coming on my channel and sharing all
this. Thank you.
This
is so fun. I'm not, typically interviewed, so I'm flattered.
And guys, also check out her channel and cute dog Pepper.
Right. It's all about the dog.
That's really why. Okay, bye guys.
Thank you.